What if every single day you're living right now is actively stealing your future? What if the habits you think are harmless are actually draining decades from your life? 77% of people in their 30s admit they have major regrets about how they're spending their time. But here's the terrifying part. Most of them don't realize what they're doing wrong until it's already too late. There's one specific behavior that ruins more lives than anything else. And if you're over 30 and still doing it, you need to wake up right now. Your 30s are the most critical decade of your life. It's where everything either comes together or falls apart. The choices you make between 30 and 40 determine whether you'll spend the rest of your life thriving or barely surviving. And yet, most people sleepwalk through this entire decade making the same devastating mistakes. These aren't small errors. These are patterns that will haunt you for the next 50 years. The first trap is the deadliest because it feels so safe. You get addicted to comfort. Specifically, you get addicted to that monthly paycheck. Someone on a forum wrote about their biggest regret and it hit like a truck. I got addicted to a monthly salary. Think about that. Not drugs, not gambling, a salary. They stayed in a job they hated, doing work that meant nothing, all because the money kept coming. Month after month, year after year, they traded their dreams for security. By the time they hit 35, they were trapped. The mortgage, the car payments, the lifestyle, they'd built a prison out of comfort. This happens to millions of people. You take a job because it pays well. The work is fine, not inspiring, but fine. Then 5 years pass. You're making more money now, so leaving feels riskier. 10 years pass. You've got responsibilities, people depending on you. Leaving feels impossible. You tell yourself you'll do what you really want later. After you save more, after the kids are older, after retirement. But later never comes. You just keep collecting paychecks while your soul slowly dies. The golden handcuffs get tighter every year until you can't even remember what you wanted to do with your life. But comfort isn't the only thief. You're living someone else's script. Society handed you a checklist and you're following it without questioning anything. Get the degree, get the job, buy the house, get married, have kids, climb the ladder, repeat. You're doing everything you're supposed to do, hitting every milestone on time, and yet something feels wrong. That's because none of it is actually yours. You didn't choose these goals. You absorbed them. From your parents, from social media, from what everyone else seems to be doing. People spend their entire 30s chasing goals they don't even want. They buy houses they can't afford to impress neighbors they don't like. They stay in relationships that stopped working years ago because that's what you do. They pursue careers that look good on paper but feel empty in practice. Then they wake up at 40 and realize they've been living someone else's life. The worst part, they don't even know what their own life would look like anymore. They've been following the script for so long that they forgot they could write their own. And while you're following the script, something critical slips away. Your health is disappearing and you don't even notice. Here's what nobody tells you. The biggest regret people have isn't that they partied too hard in their 20s. It's that they didn't take care of their bodies in their 30s. By 30, your health habits set the trajectory for the next 50 years. If you're still eating garbage, skipping exercise, staying up too late, and treating your body like it's indestructible, you're building a disaster in slow motion. There's a story about a man who watched his father get cancer. His dad had been a smoker his whole life, ate terribly, never exercised. When the diagnosis came, the son said he finally understood that his dad had been dying his entire life. He just didn't know it yet. The DNM thing is most people in their 30s are doing the exact same thing. Smoking, drinking too much, living on fast food and energy drinks, sitting all day, no movement, no sleep. And they think they're getting away with it because they feel fine right now. But you're not getting away with it. You're accumulating debt, health debt. It doesn't come due immediately, which is why people ignore it, but it always comes due. Your 40s and 50s will be spent paying back everything you borrowed in your 30s. And it's not just about dying early, it's about suffering longer. Low energy, chronic pain, medication, doctor visits, watching your friends stay active while you can't walk upstairs without getting winded. That's the real cost. While your body deteriorates, your relationships do too. You're sacrificing the people you love for success that doesn't matter. You're missing family dinners because of work. Skipping your kids' games because of deadlines, canceling on friends because you're tired. You tell yourself it's temporary. Once you get the promotion, once you close this deal, once things settle down, then you'll have time. But things never settle down. There's always another deadline, another project, another excuse. One guy shared his deepest regret online. He was on the phone with his dad when a work call came through. He told his dad he'd call him back. Never did. 6 months later, his father passed away. That conversation never happened. He was climbing the corporate ladder so aggressively that he didn't realize he was climbing it alone. By the time he looked around, his marriage was falling apart. His kids barely knew him, and his friendships had evaporated. You can't buy that time back. Not with all the money in the world. Friendships die easily in your 30s, people you saw every single day in your 20s. You go a decade without talking to them. Not because you had a fight, just because life got busy and nobody made the effort. Then you wake up one day and realize you're lonely. You've got a career, a house, maybe a family, but no real connections. No one who truly knows you anymore. Time disappears, but there's one thing that makes it worse. You're procrastinating on everything that actually matters. 20% of adults are chronic procrastinators, and it's destroying them. You know exactly what you should be doing. Starting that business, writing that book, learning that skill, having that difficult conversation. But instead, you scroll, you binge watch, you distract yourself with anything that feels easier than the work you know you need to do. The average person spends 2.5 hours a day on social media. That's 17.5 hours a week. Over 900 hours a year. In 10 years, that's 9,000 hours. Enough time to master multiple skills, build a business, transform your entire life. But you won't. You'll spend it watching other people live instead of building your own life. This is the battle between present you and future you. Present you wants comfort, entertainment, instant gratification. Future you is begging you to do the work now so they don't have to suffer later. And present you keeps winning. People wake up at 40 and realize they wasted entire decades, not on anything meaningful, just wasted. Scrolling feeds that don't matter, watching shows they don't even remember. Killing time instead of using it. The procrastination isn't just about being lazy. It's about fear. Fear of failure, fear of success. Fear of finding out you're not as good as you hoped, so you do nothing and tell yourself you'll start tomorrow. But here's what's really happening underneath. You can't say no to anyone. You're a people pleaser and it's killing you. Someone asks you to do something you don't want to do and you say yes anyway. You go along with plans you hate. You agree to things that drain you. You sacrifice what you want to keep everyone else happy. At first, it seems like kindness, but it's not. It's cowardice. Every time you say yes when you mean no, you build resentment. It accumulates like poison. By 40, you're bitter and exhausted, and you don't even know what you actually want anymore. You've spent so long accommodating everyone else that you lost yourself completely. The people around you don't even respect you for it. They just expect more. You become the person everyone dumps their problems on because you never push back. Learning to say no is one of the most important skills you'll ever develop. Not cruel no's, not selfish no's, Just honest boundaries. This doesn't work for me, I'm not available, I need to prioritize something else. The people who truly care about you will understand. The people who don't, you needed to lose them anyway. Which connects to an even deeper problem. You're not investing in yourself. The biggest financial regret people share is not saving money in their 20s and 30s. But it's deeper than that. You're not investing in your skills, your education, your growth. You're putting yourself dead last on every priority list. Everyone else gets your time, your energy, your resources. You get whatever's left over, which is usually nothing. People rack up credit card debt buying stuff they don't need to impress people they don't like. Meanwhile, they won't spend a dime on a course that could change their career. They won't invest in their health. They won't take the trip that could shift their perspective. They treat self-improvement like it's selfish. It's not. It's essential. You can't pour from an empty cup. If you're not growing, you're dying. And most people in their 30s have stopped growing completely. They're coasting, doing the same things they did at 25. No new skills, no new experiences, no challenges. They've settled into a routine and called it life. But routine without growth is just slow death. Your 30s are when you should be learning the most, taking the biggest risks, expanding the fastest. Instead, people shrink. They play it safe. They stay small. All of this points to one core issue. You're living without purpose or direction. 80% of adults never set clear goals. They just drift. Wake up, go to work, come home, watch TV, go to sleep, repeat. No vision for the future, no plan, no why. They're just existing, going through the motions, and every year that passes, the drift gets worse. By 35, they're asking themselves, is this it? Is this all there is? They took jobs below their potential because they partied too much in their 20s and never figured out what they actually wanted. Now they're stuck. Not because they don't have options, but because they never did the deep work of figuring out their purpose, what drives them, what they're building toward, what legacy they want to leave. Without that, everything feels meaningless. You're just killing time until you die. The cost of not knowing your why is staggering. You waste years on things that don't matter. You chase goals that leave you empty even when you achieve them. You look successful on the outside while feeling hollow on the inside. And the tragic part is most people never figure it out. They just keep drifting until it's too late. These aren't small mistakes. These are life-altering patterns that will define the next 50 years. Your 30s are the hinge point. What you do right now, today, determines whether you spend your 40s and 50s thriving or drowning in regret. The difference between 30 and 40 is massive. 10 years sounds like a long time until it's gone. And it goes fast, faster than you think. You still have time, but the window is closing. Every day you spend in comfort, following someone else's script, neglecting your health, sacrificing relationships, procrastinating, people-pleasing, and drifting without purpose. That's a day you'll never get back. Your future self is watching you right now. They're either going to thank you for the hard choices you made, or they're going to curse you for the easy ones. Pick one thing from this list, just one, and change it today. Not tomorrow, not next week, right now. Because if you're over 30 and still doing these things, you're not just wasting time. You're wasting your life, and you don't get another one.